Welcome back, everybody. Green Assassin here, and today I am bringing you guys episode 18 of Direwolf20's 1.7 pack. This is gonna be kind of the second half to the last episode, because when I was doing the editing of the last episode, I realized that I was really over on time and the episode was going to be extremely long, like too long to actually make one episode. So I decided to split it up into two episodes. So I had to come back in and record an intro for the second part. So everything from like after this intro on was already pre-recorded type thing, so I just figured I would record a new intro and yeah, let you guys know what is going on. So I hope you guys enjoy. Basically, we're just going to be covering the programming of the Steve's Factory Manager, Inventory Manager, sorry, and yeah, I don't think I tested any of it out on camera, so maybe I'll quickly do a quick test just to show you guys that it is working. So what can I use? I got 6 calculation, and where's the rest of this stuff? Let's go like, nope, wrong button. This one. And apparently I can't craft anything. What is going on? Something is... Oh, there we go. Let's craft 10 of these. I'm sure I can use them eventually. So next, we have crafting CPU is available. So start. Exit out of there, and then if we come in here, you'll see that it spreads out across all 5 inscribers. It'll craft all the silicon first, and then it moves on to the diamonds. I need to add acceleration cards to these so they'll be a lot faster, but that's going to take quite a few of the calculation, I think, in order to make the acceleration cards. Each one of these inscribers will take 3 of them. So. And everything is working. So, yeah, like I said, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this episode. Yeah. Enjoy. Okay, guys, I am back, and it is actually the next day from the last part of the recording. Took a little bit longer to program than I was expecting, and I did some other things around the base just kind of make it look a little bit better. I moved this stuff out here just so it wasn't in that room. Still a temporary spot. I don't plan on keeping it here. It's just kind of getting moved around so it's not in the way until I find a permanent home. I have an idea of where I want to put the drives. And I have an idea of where I want to put the crafting terminal and some other terminals. So that is a later episode or in between episodes, and I'll just show you guys after. But this is what I've come up with for my auto crafting AE2 room. So this will craft me the processors that I need for AE2. It'll charge my Certus quartz for me, and it will grow my crystals and make me flux crystals. So pretty neat, I'm hoping. Anyways, under here I changed most of the cable out for the ME glass cable, just so I wasn't wasting the covered cable. You can't see it anyways because it's under the floor, so I just figured I might as well just leave it as that stuff. Apparently I put the wrong blocks in that spot, so I will have to grab myself a block. Put this back in here. Oh, wrong chest. I still have to clean up my chest too. You guys will notice that my barrels are missing, and I will show you guys that in a second. Why did it all of a sudden get really dark in here? F7. Well, there's no red X's, so that's all that matters. I put the lamps in, and I was still getting red X's on the floor, so I just put some colored glow, or painted glowstone in certain spots. Like this one should be a painted glowstone. So that is what I was doing, and I had one beside it, so. But yeah, let's take a quick look at the programming. Like I said, this isn't based off of my idea. This was based off of Direwolf20's idea. I played around with this for 2 days and tried coming up with my own programming, and I just couldn't wrap my head around it, so this is what I came up with. So right here we have a trigger, and then it oh, sorry guys. We have a trigger which leads into 3 groups. So I have a group here called Fluix. If we go in, it's just a node to a flow to a condition that targets. Everything's on variables, so I have a chest variable, I have a rapid item variable, a charger variable, and an inscriber, and an ME chest variable. So, and then just targets down on the chest, whitelist the stuff that I need to make Fluix, and then it inputs it into the charger no, this is to grab this stuff because that's a condition. So when the condition is true, so when those 3 things are in the chest, it will output it to the variable rapid item valve, targets the south side of it, which is what's facing the glass, and then the items I just have on a black list because they're whitelisted in here. And then the only way I could get it to suck it back out was to put it on a flow. So basically this one just is an variable for the rapid item valve, south side, grabs whitelisted that stuff, and then puts it into the variable ME chest. I target any side on that, and I whitelisted Fluix crystal in here too, just in case. Next we have, I'm trying to go over this really quick. If you guys want me to do like a little side video of how I program this, leave me a comment in the comments and I will do my best to try and get a video out for you guys. So this one is a little bit more complex, not much though. So node into a flow. The flow goes into an input which checks the chest for seeds, the 3 types of seeds. If it's got any of those in it, it will output them to the item valve, target south side. I whitelisted it again just in case. And then input over here is item rapid item valve, target same side. And then I whitelisted their pure form, so it'll only grab them when it's there. And this I put on fuzzy detection just in case something happens and they end up back in the chest, which they shouldn't. But just in case, like if I come by with a magnet and end up sucking them out through the piece of glass, which shouldn't happen even though I have 2 covers here, I can put them back into the chest and it'll suck them back in. And then here output is the ME chest. Target any side, blacklist on that one, and then into a node so it can carry on through, so I didn't have to use flows on the previous page. And then over here I have a condition, and this condition targets the item or rapid item valve, targets south side, whitelist for these, and this one has to be on fuzzy because once they start growing, the emitter will shut off, because this is to set to the emitter, so that way when it detects that they have those seeds in there, it will output. So this one has to be on 15, and then that's for the true side. And I just made it so it was only the south face that gets activated. That way, if there's anything else touching the cable that's redstone compliant, it won't activate it. It'll only activate the one face. And then this one on the false, so if there's no seeds in there, emitter selected, same thing, just click the south side. I don't think that matters, but I set the redstone strength to 0, so it will shut off. That all works. I've tested it many times. Oh, and I did that wrong. That was supposed to be the X. So next we have charging. Charging, I put at the very bottom because for some reason I couldn't get the node to work properly running through it. So this one's a new node to a 4 each. And the 4 each just selects the variable for chargers. Nothing else, everything else stays default. The input goes to the ME or the iron chest, targets any side, and it's whitelisted for charge or for Certus quartz, sorry. And then the output is to the charger. Variable for charger, targets the downside. I don't know if this matters on that machine. This is the one that worked for me, so that's what I went with. No blacklist. This one over here targets the chargers. Selects the down, and then whitelisted charged Certus quartz. And then the output is the ME interface variable, targets down. I think you can use any on that. And then I just have whitelisted charged Certus again. So that is that. So anything that ends up in this chest for those 3 groups will auto process. That's the chest. So if we go over here, this is the more complex one. So I have a trigger running into a group called silicon, and this is probably the most complex of them all. So basically I have a node running into a 4 each, which is selected for inscribers. And then it runs over to this condition, and this condition checks the inscribers to make sure there's nothing in them. I'm pretty sure that's what that was there for. Checks the south side, and it checks all of these. I think this is basically to put them, take them out and put them somewhere once they're in there. So, and I have it set to if any, and then I have the 3 different processors selected, and then the 3 circuits and the 1 printed silicone selected. And then our next, we'll go to our next condition, and maybe I should show you that. So if this one ticks true, it will go to an input that is selected for the inscribers, which is selecting up and south, and blacklist on that, so it'll take anything out of there. And then this output is selected to the ME interface, targeting down, and whitelist the 3 different types of processors. And then this one is selected for the chest, which is targeting down and whitelisting nothing. So basically, I think this is for the presses, to take the presses out and put them back into the chest, or any other like printed silicon or the circuits go back into the chest. And then if that is false, it comes over and it hits this condition, which selects the inventory iron chest, and that's targeting the down, and the item is a silicon ball and the silicon press. And if that is true, it ticks down to input, which is the chest again, targeting down, and same whitelist as the condition. And then it will output to, oops, no, messing up my program. It targets the top on the inscriber, and then whitelist the silicon press. That's the one we just did. And then it will also select the inscriber again, south side on that one, and grabs the silicone ball and puts it into the inscriber. And then if all of this is false, or if this condition is false, it just moves on to the node into the next group. So the logic, got a node to a for each. For each is selected to the inscribers again. These are all pretty much the same. So the condition says if in the chest you have an iron ingot and the logic press, that was the condition. So the input is the same, chest, targeting down, whitelist, gold ingot, and press. But if you have that, you're going to grab it and variable inscribers targets the up. With these ones, you have to make sure that you choose the right sides. So basically the inscriber here, the side that I'm targeting is the right side of the machine, which would be facing south. I had to put my mini-map into the circle mode just to, well, I didn't have to, but it made it easier. So you'll see that little green arrow moving around, that's always pointing at north. So that would be the south side of the machine, and that's why I'm selecting the south side. So yeah, that was that one's the up, so that's the slot for the press, and then this one targets the south side and then puts the gold ingot in there. I don't know if you guys can see that, I'll just bring it up for a sec. So that's that. And then if that's false, it goes back to the node and moves on to the next group, which is engineering. And it is set up the exact same way, except for the whitelists have changed. So you got an engineering press and a diamond instead. So I'm not going to run through every one of those. It's the same as the logic, just you're using diamonds and engineering press, and then the calculation, same thing. Instead of using diamonds or gold, you're using pure Certus and the calculation press. Boom. And boom, pure Certus quartz. So that is that, and then if it ticks false, it moves on to the next one, which these ones are set up for assembling the logic. So this one runs into a for each, and it selects the inscribers. Ugh, losing my words. And then it goes into a condition which checks the inscriber, the up position, and it looks for all the presses, and if there's any I don't know what it does if there's any. I think if one does end up getting stuck in there, I'm gonna have to add a group to this to tell it to take it out, but I'm not sure. Like I said, I was working off of somebody else's design for this. So, and this is the part that I ran into a problem, because Fireball did this all on stream, and I got to the assembling logic, and then that's when he decided to end his stream. So I had to go to Twitter and look up the link that he had posted for the pictures, the screenshots that he took of this program, and had to pretty much go off of that for the rest of this. So anyways, second condition will check the chest and down position. Like I said, those don't matter. And then it'll look for the printed logic circuit, a piece of redstone, and a printed silicon. And if it has it all, it will then tick true and go to input. And this is set up the same, so it's variable chest, targeting down, whitelist, same items. This is just basically telling it to put it into the inventory cable out of the chest, and then this outputs it to the inscribers. I'm gonna have to move this one up for you guys. Targets the up, and it will put a printed logic circuit into the top position of the inscriber. And you'll notice I have 3 outputs on this line, and that would be why. Oh, I was hitting the wrong button, that's why it wouldn't line up. So your second output is going to be inscriber again, targeting the south side this time, and it's going to put redstone in there. And then the last one is inscriber again, so variable versus inscriber, targets the down position on this one, and then if we look, it takes the printed, or it's whitelisted for the printed silicon. So that is pretty much how all of that works. And then if it doesn't detect anything, it goes to the node and moves on to the next one. And then same as these three are exactly the same, except for the whitelists have been changed to accommodate for the engineering and the calculation. So I'm not going to go through that on my episode because I am already running long on this. So we will take a quick look at all my variables. I have iron chests, ME interfaces, rapid item valves, inscribers, and charters. So, and I just kind of put, I put them in their own groups so that way I wasn't cluttering up this page with a bunch of crap. And then I have the camo blocks here set to a trigger, camouflage. All my camo blocks are selected. Bounds are set to full collision. That one stays default. That one I kept default. And then I just set camo to fancy marble tiles because that is what I'm using here. So, and then I also made this fancy tool. Where is it? This thing here. And the reason I made this one was because I'm pretty sure if we right click it on here and go up to here, I can make my facades or fascias, whatever you guys want to call them, transparent so you guys can see what's behind the, or so I can see what's behind the cable fascias, facades. So, and that is pretty much all there is to that program. That's, I guess as long as it's in my inventory. This is something else I added. I added 2 more crafting CPUs. This one's the original 4K I made. I don't know if I actually did that in an episode, but this one is a 4K crafting CPU, and it's, every one of these has got a coprocessor on it. I don't know if it's needed. I just felt that it would be better to put it on there because it would probably do stuff faster, I guess. I don't know. These are both 1Ks, the 2 outside ones, and if needed I might add 2 more in there. So, and then if we take one more look, I want to pop out this block here. We'll come down here and you'll see that all that stuff, even like, because I have a P2P on that, so that cable that's running in between my controller and this interface is only taking 2 channels, and then everything past this is only taking 3 channels, and that is basically just those 3 crafting CPUs. So I can add up to 5 more items on that channel. So that is that. Let's go take a quick look at my crafting or my storage room, because I've been doing some work in here. You guys will notice I ran into my XP farm. I'm gonna have to move it for the way I want this design. I am okay with it. I will move it somewhere else, hopefully into a place that I won't have to move it again. I might redesign it a little bit different this time, but we'll see. It's all in good time. I don't quite want to take it down until I find a spot to put it in, so for now I'm just gonna leave it. So yeah, basically what I have is I have 2 channels coming off of the controller, and then I have it running into a storage bus, into an interface, which is then storing all these ME storages. And this will basically get you, I don't know if I could say infinite amount of channels across storage, but if you keep doing this, that's basically, you'll see the top, I have same thing, a storage bus set to an interface, and then you'll notice that cable is full up on channels, so I can get 6 barrels to one of these sets or one of these modules, whatever you guys want to call this. And then basically I have it running into another storage bus, into another interface, and then I can have another 6 barrels attached to that, and so on, so on. So that's basically, to me, infinite channels, because I'm only taking 2 channels up on this. So giving up 2 channels on each cable will get you 6 barrels of storage, and that's basically how I'm gonna do this. So, and then you'll notice I have this cable here with a piece of quartz fiber on it. That's basically giving this cable power. That's all that does. That's why there's a piece of quartz right there. This isn't actually connected to this cable. It's just running the power from this cable to this cable, so I don't have to power this individually. And yeah, with that, I could probably set up as many barrels as I wanted and as many drives. So what I'm thinking of doing is running my barrels along this wall and up to about half of this wall. Like you'll notice I have a split here. I plan on putting blocks right there. And then this wall I might do the same thing. I don't think I'll need that many ME drives though, so we might just keep this one wall as our ME drives, and then this can be all barrels. So yeah, I got 1 controller. You'll notice here too that this is only reading 2 channels off of this, so that's for that. Got it hooked up to a P2P, which I'm still learning a little bit about, so, but they are pretty nifty. And then this side I just have it hooked into the bottom of the controller, and then yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I got a really bad frog in my throat. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this room. Let me know if I did a good job. I kind of like it. I like the way it turned out, especially with the sky stone. I actually kind of like that texture. It looks really cool. I might use it in more places. The only problem is it's really hard to mine. And yeah. Quickly before I go, I just want to show you guys this stuff in this chest. I plan on making a blast furnace and a coke oven. So if I craft this stuff and set it up in between episodes, don't get mad at me. It's just, I doubt you guys really want to see me craft that anyways. Recipe's really easy. Look it up in an NEI and I will go over with you guys once I set it up. I just have to find a place to put it. But as I look down at my timer and see that I am way over time, I am going to let you guys get back to your guys' things, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave me a like. Helps me out a lot. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Lets you know when I got new content out on YouTube. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And I will see you guys in the next video.